Could home prices drop back to 2019? We've got a lot to discuss, and it's all coming up. Stay tuned. Hi, this is Warren Oberholser. In this video, I'm going to discuss the possibility of home values dropping back to their 2019 level. I'm also going to share with you what I'm seeing as a realtor working with both buyers and sellers in this current market since mortgage interest rates for a 30-year fix hit 5.5%, and now they're beyond that. What's interesting is how this paradigm shift has now given power back to the buyer and the stress level the listing agent and the homeowner are now feeling. Now, please stay to the end because I'm going to discuss with you my thoughts on the wild card that I think can really change up the housing market. Mark Zandi, the chief analytics economist from Moody's, states, home prices up 37% in the last 2 years. A bubble his research finds that we're once again amid a historical overvalued housing market. The firm aimed to find out whether fundamentals, including local income levels, could support the local home prices. The findings, through the first quarter in 2022, national house prices are overvalued by 24.7%. That's up from the fourth quarter of last year, when they determined that the housing market then was overvalued by 20.9%. So let's be clear, this doesn't mean that Moody's Analytics are proposing that the housing market is about to drop by 24%. Instead, it means that the house prices are historically priced much greater relative to our household income levels. Zandi continues to state, it will make it harder for home price growth to push forward. He feels year-over-year home growth will now most likely just flatten out to zero. As we know, residential real estate is hyper-local. Some markets will not fare as well as others. Therefore, the overvalued housing market like we have in Boise and Charlotte could see a 5 to 10% home value drop in the next 12 months. What effect will this have on the residential housing market, especially in the overvalued cities such as Boise and Charlotte? The bottom line, if we do go into a recession, Moody feels there's a strong possibility of overall home values could drop as much as 5%. And in the cities with the overvalued markets, like Boise and Charlotte, there could be as much as a 20% drop in value. Going back to my original question, could we see home values roll back to their pre-pandemic 2019 level? Let's look at the math. For Moody's assessment and forecast to the residential housing market if we do go into a recession. Per their analytics, if the housing market is up 37% from the pre-pandemic level, Moody's recession forecast for the cities at greatest risk, such as Boise and Charlotte, we could see home values drop as much as 20%. So going back to the math, 20% from 37% equals 17%, still above the pre-pandemic 2019 level. Okay, I now want to address, as a real estate agent, what I'm currently seeing in my local housing market area. I'm located in Northern California, San Francisco region, and more specifically in the East Bay Tri-Valley area. Homes are staying on the market much longer. It's not uncommon for them to hang for 15 to 20 days before any offer comes in or before they do a price drop. What I have found, and I see this as being very interesting, when I reach out to a listing agent about, hey, you've got a property coming on, have you had any offers yet? I always do this because I want to know what's the expectation of the seller. It's like I'm their next best friend. Without even going into detail, if I have a buyer that's interested, they're calling me. If they do get an offer, they're calling me back saying, hey, you looked at the property. Are you considering writing? Please let me know. I don't want to accept anything. And what's funny, I had one property that my buyer really liked, but it was just out of their price range. So I just, out of respect to the listing agent, I said, hey, look, we're not close to your numbers, so I don't want to bore you with a lowball offer. And he goes, well, how far away are we? And I said, well, we're probably, and I was about ready to say at least 100 to maybe 150,000, and I've got to figure out financing. He immediately said, well, could you write an offer that's 100 grand less than the list price? And I thought that was interesting. And I didn't even tell him my number. And so I said, well, we're really not there yet. We've got to make sure we firm up financing. And he goes, okay, well, get back to me, after my open house. But the point I'm saying is normally just 2 months ago, boy, the listing agent was reigning over the real estate market, and they couldn't be bothered if you asked them any question, no matter what it was and no matter how relevant it was. They were just like, hey, don't bother me. I'm going to get several offers. You'll just be lucky if I entertain your offer. Now it's a whole new ball game. We're seeing, I don't know if the word is panic, but we're seeing a lot of concern in the listing agents because, one, they have to manage their homeowners, their sellers' expectations. Two, they know that this interest rates, they're not going down, they're going up. So even if somebody sends in an offer, that buyer's offer may fall apart because when they go back to get loan approval, and if their interest rates have gone up more, they may not qualify. I now want to address the wild card on the residential housing market, which is the recession. As I stated in previous videos, I'm not an economist and my channel is not on financing. However, you don't have to be an economist to observe what's going on with our economy, ranging from out of control inflation. It's currently at 8.6, making it the highest level we've had since 1981. Gas prices in my area, again, I'm in California, are over $7 a gallon for Supreme. Consumer debt has also gotten out of control. Reports show a solid increase in total household debt in the first quarter of 2022, increasing by $266 billion to $15.84 trillion. These levels are higher than where we were right before entering the Great Recession in 2008. To learn more about this, please see the video I posted a couple of weeks ago. If we do go into a recession and it's a protracted one like some are predicting, the housing market as a whole could feel a much bigger effect than just 5% dropping. We'll just have to see what happens. Now, I have 3 questions for you. The first 2, are you aware how high our consumer debt has become? And are you concerned by it? And number 3, is the rise in inflation affecting you? Please post your response down below in the comments section. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Post your questions and comments down below, especially when I just talked about as far as the recession and how do you think this will affect the housing market? And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, consider doing so you don't miss anything. If you found this video interesting, you may want to watch these other 2 that are starting to pop up just about now because I'll go into more detail on what I just talked about. So stay tuned. I have more helpful videos like this coming soon. Please reach out to me for any of your real estate questions or needs, and I wish you all the best on your home journey.